Hello everybody and welcome back to our Meta High School Esports Grand Champions Finals. We actually earlier today we had NBA 2K19 and second in this stage we're going to be having Rocket League, alright? Later on we will be also hosting League of Legends Championship as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that. In case you guys don't know what Meta High School Esports is, it is a program specifically for high school students, and it is actually produced by a bunch of people who are in the back room, and it's allowing for us as players and schools as well as the government to support gaming in general, especially for students, and how popular video gaming has been and how many positive influences can come out of it. Teamwork, cooperation, making new friends, all that kind of thing here. We now are going to go through to our Rocket League Champion Grand Finals. We have two teams here. We have our reigning champions from last year, which is Unley High School. They also are, so Unley High School, they're actually from here in Australia. When you guys are ready to come on, Unley High School. Sorry. And of course, we're going to have the challengers who are approaching all the way from New Zealand. We have Mount Albert Grammar School. Welcome to Mount Albert. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are all a little bit nervous. I know I am, looking at everybody. I can't believe I'm actually like the same height as you guys. That's with heels on, by the way, 5'2" live. So how are you guys feeling about coming into the stage as well?
It's a really good opportunity. Sorry, I'm a bit closer. Coming into Melbourne, we've been flown out by Meta. It's a really good opportunity. We've been training hard for this. We're looking to defend our title and really put a good competition on for everyone watching. So best of luck to everyone.
Thank you so much for that, Deletion. And of course, you guys coming all the way from New Zealand, like that must be huge. Is this your first time in Australia, guys?
It's our first time in Australia for a couple of us, but being first-time competitors, it's a great opportunity, and we're just going to do everything we can to try and take the championship. So yeah.
All right, so you've heard it from the players, and we're going to get right into it, guys. So we're going to have like a little bit of a sportsman-like behavior here, have a little bit of shake hands, and we'll get straight into it. We're going to go straight over to our casters in the back, and they'll take you through the rest of the game. Thanks, guys.
Hello, everybody, here at the Melbourne Arena. It's time for some more Meta High School Esports. I myself, as you can see right below, am Max Formal von Neumann. I am joined by Mr. Average himself. His name is Chris, and super excited to be presenting this matchup for everyone.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yeah, like it's going to be a blast, and obviously we've been able to follow each of these schools as they've progressed through their journey, so we have a bit of insight and we can actually talk about each of them. For Mount Albert Grammar, like I know personally, I casted a lot of their games, and they've seemed very strong every single time.
Yeah.
Like, they were one of the teams that, they had the aerial game, they had the ground defense, they had everything just sort of working for them in that, but when you take a look at the lineups, unfortunately, Unley, they have a certain player by the name of Delusion.
Delusion. The man from Dunk Driving. He is a dominant player on the scene already. And from what we've seen through a few games we saw in the SA League and then when we got into the national stages, he was one of the more dominant players. Full stop.
Yeah, he is one of the best players in OCE, and it's really exciting for programs like Meta to actually identify, these high school talents and then break them and show them off in like spotlights and events such like this.
Yeah.
That said, too, if you are like in high school or whatever, and like actually here in the audience today, there is a sign-up booth just to the left of the stage. So go ahead, check it out, talk to some of the employees from Meta right here, and they can set you up, and you can take part. You could possibly be on this stage next year. So definitely have a chat, but. What's at hand is our first game in a best of 5.
Yes, best of 5. We've mostly been seeing BO3s from all the teams except for the finals, so this is probably going to actually give Mount Albert a bit of a chance to open up a little bit. I mean, in the national stage, there was a fair few close games in that BO3. One of them went to OT, but if I remember correctly, Unley was able to just take it out 2-0, so hopefully we'll see Albert at least pick up a few games, but really, you would more than likely see Unley probably take the win here today, but there's still a chance for the Kiwis.
I mean, yeah, there's always that chance for that upset. I know we were discussing it before coming on camera. Like, you're a firm believer that, Mount Albert, they can come out here and they can take one, possibly even 2 games off them.
Yeah.
I consider myself maybe a little bit more cynical. I am kind of expecting Unley to sort of, show us why they are the favorites in this tournament and possibly take that 3-0, but there is this thing called the caster curse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Where whatever we say gets proven wrong, so it could be Mag's 3-0. You never know, and that's why we actually have to play the games.
not the best way to deny the cast cursors. Just say every single option available. So
That's it, as we are already loading onto the pitch. This is going to be our first game in a best of 5, so there's going to be a lot of Rocket League, and it's going to go into it. If you saw some of that basketball before, it's sort of like those 4 quarters.
Yeah.
But we might have 5, we might have 3 quarters. It's just straight through it.
Yeah, it's just going to have to wait and see. Obviously, 5 minutes for all of them, just in case you didn't know that. And obviously, overtime is enabled, but hopefully you already knew that.
Yes.
I know we did, so.
Yeah, that is true. And hopefully we get to see some of that overtime.
Oh,
as it
definitely.
is standard Rocket League, so overtime is a golden goal, essentially.
Yeah, golden goal.
Knock it in, you win it in overtime if we get to see it. So let's talk strategy, because if you are Max coming into this, obviously you are a bit of an underdog just because of the sheer name power coming out of Unli.
Yeah.
How do you shut down this team?
Early aggression. So one of the big problems I have with Unli, their early game, especially in game 1, they're always a little bit slow to get warmed up. So it's going to be a good opportunity there for Mount Albert to get its early lead and maybe even sneak the first game and get that snowball effect rolling early on. But if Unli turn up, and they turn up within the first few minutes, I don't know what's going to happen. It could be all over.
Yeah, especially when you consider the stage that these players are playing on. I'm no delusion. He probably has experience, with these kind of high-stakes games. Exactly.
It's League Series, sorry.
But Mags doesn't, and I'm worried that if Mags falls behind early, maybe the nerves might get to him, maybe the stage, maybe the pressure. Can they overcome it? These are the questions that you have to be asking, because it's not just basic Rocket League anymore. This is high stakes. This is a championship match. So
bragging rights on the line here, so.
Exactly, and especially coming from New Zealand, they want to show these Australians up.
Yeah, and remember as well, they probably want to show up the other New Zealand team competing today in the Meta High School League, a little bit later on in the League of Legends. It will be Ranga Toto, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and that is going to be a very exciting team to watch. We'll get more into that, obviously, later into the day. But, yeah, New Zealand, they're coming across the pond. They're representing strong. I am super impressed with their high school esports. And if they could come away with not winning not 1, but 2 titles, for that country, that's that national pride.
Yeah, a lot of national pride for the Kiwis. Meanwhile, for us, it effectively just turns into the Broadside Cup all over again. We're left here. We're just sad. We lost everything to the Kiwis again, and we just want to go on to next year.
Look, all I'm going to say is that's where I use my accent is America, number 1. Woo! That said, though, we are underway. This is our opening game in the best of 5, and straight off, Unli gets a nice little knock into that corner. Mag's going to collect it, so they might be the first attack, but being challenged by Drewby doesn't quite get through, so that's Josh Shortex right there. He's sort of waiting for his opportunity. Can Puriel get it out? That's the first shot attempt. It's going to go off of that crossbar, trying to escort it in. Delusion can't find it. Neither can Josh. So already a couple missed opportunities from the purple side.
Yeah, a couple of missed opportunities so far here, but it is getting quite tight indeed. I actually think the names might be switched over.
There might be a little bit right there. Yeah, because Delusion on the purple side. So it actually is purple is Unli. Max is green. Do not let that top scoreboard throw you off. There is a little bit of a change right there, but that is A-okay. As you can see, a bit of a clear. Actually gets past Purell, so this could be that opening right now for Unli. Will they get that center? No. It's a nice, clean sweep clear. 2 members still behind it, so Mount Albert should be able to get it past. They dodge 1.
They do dodge 1 here as they try to push it up, and this is something I'm loving to see so far from Mount Albert. Their defense has been strong. They haven't really been doing too many double commits, which was one of the more cardinal sins we saw from them during the regular season. And they're just being able to clear it out. Obviously, Unli is still applying the pressure, but Mount Albert standing resolute early on in the series.
Yeah, and this is already a slower paced game than what we're used to. Mudnoodle with a bit of a shot. Great save by Savage Lewis, I believe. It's a bit of a pinch save, actually. That said, though, Mount Albert doing super strong on defense. They're holding their rotations. They're not letting anything get by them. And this is what we wanted to see out of the underdog team. Can they withstand this onslaught? And so far, they look good. Now they need to find that opening. But unfortunately for them, Unli, their midfield pitch play right now is spot on. Nothing is getting past them, at least until Argy gets a nice little dribble through. This could lead to a setup. Do they have the follow-up off of that mid-pitch play? Good catch by Purell, but not going to quite get it past the onslaught. That's Mudnoodle, I believe, had a chance. There was a semi-open net, not going to connect just yet.
Yeah, no connection just as of yet here. 2 minutes gone, still nothing on the scoreboard. Both teams are slowly gaining opportunities here as Arky gets himself a nice little shot, but easily harried away. And this is going to be the interesting thing we're going to be seeing mid-game. There's Savage Lewis. Oh, that was well saved there by Josh Ortex. And would have just clear it out. The pressure now with Mount Albert here.
It got
trying to
past
clear
him.
it out.
Oh.
Nearly an open net, but this is getting very, very close here. But here comes the counter. Josh, the opportunity.
Yeah, that's an opportunity. A nice demo, though, does set up a bit of a power play in favor of Mount Albert, so they should be able to defend this, but they're having a bit of trouble getting out of this corner. Delusion really applying a lot of pressure. Josh going from up above. It's off that top crossbar. The shot not quite there in time. They have another chance, so the attack is still on. Mundoodle try and help set up for the team. Who's going to pull the trigger? It turns out no one is actually, so Mount Albert should be able to clear. Delusion, though, keeping this attack forward. Ball is centered. This is a chance. No, it's a good save. I believe that was by Arky, but Mundoodle is not letting anything get by him right now. This is a non-stop shot. There is your shot, and Josh Ortex gets the first goal in this series.
First goal towards Unley here. Let's look at the replay. We see that little double commit there. I mean, Sarah should have gone for that. Arky should have immediately gone to the goals. There was only one player left there, and well, it was an easy shot on top, and that will be Unley getting the opening lead. Yeah,
a fantastic start for Unley. It took them a while to get there, but they found that spot, so an early one-goal lead, but they might have a second one. It's an open net. Delusion from cross-pitch gets it in.
And this is what I was worried about with Mount Albert. If they didn't get the early lead and they allowed Unley to warm up into this game, this is where the pinch will immediately come through. They're already 2 behind. Delusion's warmed up. He knows what he has to do. And especially off that kickoff, that was near sublime.
Yeah, and that's something I always tend to notice in Rocket League. You either get that goal in the first 15 seconds, or you get that long rally, and already, Unley, they were looking for another quick goal. Fortunately for Mount Albert, they're able to get back on that defense, but with under 2 minutes left, they need to get more shots, and Arky has a bit of a chance. He's going to take it through the corner. Will he drop it in position? Unfortunately, I believe that's Plurel could not get the height to follow through. So once again, the green side has to rotate back on defense, and can they hold against this Unley, who are starting to find their stride?
Well, that's the big question now. 9 seconds remaining. They need to get some sort of pressure as, well, that's an open net there for Arky, and he says, thank you very much. Pops it in and draws it back down to 1. And let's just look at the replay here. Josh Ortex with a slight misplay there. Just gives Arky a perfect opportunity near the corridor. Mundoodle tries to save, but alas, all in vain. He knocks it in, and that's how the game goes in.
He was the hero for the first goal, but unfortunately he was also, I guess, the hero for the first goal for the other side as well. A bit of a misplay there from Josh Ortex, but that's okay. There's plenty of time to bring it back. Not to mention, Unley still has that nice 1-goal lead. Delusion, great Mitch play. The setup is there. Unfortunately, the ball won't find the net, so maybe an opportunity for Mount Albert Grammar to get back going their way. Clearing it through pitch. Actually, good little bit of dribbling there by Puro. Nice pass to set it up, but Delusion, great intercept, knocking it right back to the other side of the pitch.
And this is what Delusion is doing so well. That's another good save there from Arky. And Swen doing a lot of work. But yeah, Delusion's setting up the ball quite nicely into the corridor, and only able to capitalize off that. Meanwhile, for Mount Albert, they haven't really had any corridor play here, as could be a very dangerous situation. No, Arky able to put it into the corner.
Yeah, but we're still getting quite tense in this one right now. You know, Unley finds this goal with under a minute left, a 2-goal lead. That could be all she wrote for this first game. This defense from Mount Albert has to hold. They need to get a counterattack as well with only 30 seconds. Who is going to break the line for Unley? It looks like it's going to be Josh Doobie. He has a chance. He got past 2, but unfortunately the ball kind of sailed into the corner. 20 seconds remaining. Can Mount Albert push that attack? Because no, Delusion's going to escort that ball right across mid-pitch, and now it's a long shot opportunity. Purell centers it. It's a pass to Arky. He takes the shot in the air, goes a little high off that top crossbar. No one's there to catch it. Arky, unfortunately, lets it get behind him. Ball is somewhat centered. Unfortunately, there's just no getting past Unley. All 3 members on the other side of the ball. The clock will hit 0, and Unley should be taking this 2-1 in game number 1.
2-1 to Unley in game number 1. And, I mean, Mount Albert, they actually had a really good game, but unfortunately, that 30-second period around around half-time spot, it's just, that's where the defense faltered. That's where they got into a bit of strife, and that's where Unley said, thank you very much, took a unassailable lead, and yeah, that's how game 1 goes.
Yeah, it was that quick face-off goal. The second goal for UHS, you know, that helped get them there, Unley. Yeah. And, like, that happens. Like, that's one of the things with Rocket League where it's sort of, if they get that quick goal, you need to reset that mindset, get back into it, which, to their credit, Mount Albert did. They were able to find the 3rd goal of the game. Granted, it was a little bit off of that misplay from Josh Ortex, but they're still in it. They're still competitive, and you can walk away from that game 1 thinking, you know what? These guys are mortal. We scored on them. We kept it close. We can still take this.
And this is what I was saying in the pregame as well. Mount Albert, they do have some sort of chance. We saw that in game 1. We're going to see that again in game 2, and hopefully they can take us into at least a game 4.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I would like to see 5 games.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I'm not sure you play Silver Scrapes for Rocket League, but Why not, right? Let's go 5. Let's go all the way. Yeah. But in order for that to happen, though, they've got to take at least one game. They can't let themselves fall behind unless they're thinking reverse sweep, but no one really. As great as reverse sweeps are, no one really wants to be part of either side of that. That's just stress across the board. So
pure and utter stretch.
Yeah, so for Mags, not wanting to fall down too, they're going to try and bring it back. But if you're Unli, blood is in the water and you're a shark, it's time to strike, it's time to bite. Can they get that second game?
Well, it's going to be tight no matter what, but we saw Unli just starting to get warmed up there. In this second game, I expect them to get a goal within the first 90 seconds. This is what we normally see from him, at least in the VO3s we've seen so far. They normally strike early, they normally strike quickly, and they strike to end the game before we get halfway through the second. So that's what we normally see. Delusion does a lot of work in that, but his co-players, I mean, Josh Ortex is a great player by himself. I think he can go far in the scene if he actually grinds it out. And I mean, he could definitely hit RLCS eventually if he wants to.
I mean, and when you're playing, alongside Delusion in a league like this, what better learning tool
it's
is
great
there than
experience.
that? Exactly. This is great. But really, it's a great experience for all the players. Again, on the stage, bright lights, excited crowd. That's right. We can hear you back here when you start to cheer. Yep. So it's the perfect environment, and I really want to see, more of these players step up. We saw one great shot from Delusion. We saw great setup and play from Josh Ortex as well. Yep. I want to see, maybe more people from Mags actually start to step up and really show what they can do on this stage.
Yeah, player that I really want to see from Mags start to lift up is Darth Drewby. He was pretty quiet in game 1 as we head into game 2, but he's that sort of player where he starts to warm up as well. He becomes very lethal. He gets himself an opportunity, but well harried away there as we already get past the first 10 seconds here. Only they seem to have map pressure so far. Mountain Noodle has a good shot, and he sneaks it in, and there's our first goal talking about Mags.
Yep, there it is, getting those quick goals. I wasn't expecting it to come from Mud Noodle, but watching this replay, that was such a clean shot. The positioning was there, the reaction time just a little bit off. Rocket League is truly a game of inches, as we just saw, so fantastic shot for Unli, picking up right where they left off. They're looking to make this 3-0. They need the second game, and off the face-off, they find another Josh Ortex this time, and this is turning into a disaster for Mags.
Not the way to put it right now. I mean, look at that. No one in the net. Josh just has to push it through, and it sails right in off the top. So, yeah, this is not looking too good from the boys at Aotearoa, but, I mean, they can come back, but they need to be quick about it, or the snowball's just going to get passed.
Well, it looks like Mags wants a shot of their own, because Arky takes one off the face-off right back. We're 20 seconds into game number 2, and we are already looking at the same score at the end of game 1.
Feels like a bit of a 1v1 fest here, as we are just seeing 3 goals in the first 20 seconds. 2 of them off face-offs. This is going to be very intense here for game 2. Mags have immediately responded to the pressure, and they said, you want to do that? We can do that as well. Here you go.
Yeah, that was a fantastic, counter action from Mags, but can they keep it going? At the moment, it's actually Josh Ortex trying to set up that attack, but it kind of was with the hope and a prayer. Delusion, though, still able to escort it right in front of the net, but a demo off that backside. Darth Doobie actually stopped Mud Noodle before he could take the shot. Doesn't matter, though, because Josh Ortex still looking for an opportunity of his own. If he can dribble it past 2 members from Mags, I would be super surprised, but he gets some help with Delusion. That shot actually almost went in. Fortunately for them, not quite yet. The attack still on Mud Noodle. It's a good center. That looked like an opportunity from Josh Ortex, and he does find that net.
And just look at the setup play here as, look at Mud Noodle. He just puts it straight down to the ground. Josh is already in the corridor. He immediately moves over. He knows exactly where to put it. He lines it up perfectly, takes a shot straight through. No defense can save that. And we are back into the action here. 2-goal lead to Unli.
Yeah, and Unli, they're looking a lot better than they did in game 1, which is a horrifying concept for Mags right now. The aggression, I feel like, has been turned up. They're trying to take every opportunity. Delusion, again, he's just escorting that ball into the box time and time again. And if this continues, yeah, Unli with the myriad of opportunities, they're going to find essentially as many goals as they want. So Mags needs to find a way to disrupt this player as he's trying to set it up.
Yeah, it sort of feels like Delusion has a little bit of an aura around him. Like Tom Brady, you touch him, you immediately get penalized. So you
mean Aaron Rodgers, right? The actual best quarterback in the NFL?
Let's talk about that later, maybe. I think we have strong opinions about that. But anyway, Delusion just feels like he is near unstoppable, and with all the setup, with everything he's doing, especially getting the ball into an attacking position, how does that ball go in, Max?
Arky, unfortunately, just was not where he needed to be. The attempt was made, but a bit of a misplay, and Josh Ortex will just be, thank you very much. I will take my hat trick in this game. He is looking fantastic in this one, and Yeah, it's not very good right now for Max. They can still bring it back, but Unli, they are in control.
And this is what I was worried about here, Max. As soon as Unli get warmed up, they keep doing stuff like this. Josh is absolutely dominating right now. He is taking the fun away from his teammate in Delusion. And I mean, he's getting all the opportunities. He's getting every single shot online. And I mean,
Four.
Yeah.
4 goals. What more can you
goals.
say? He has hit 4 goals in under 2 minutes in this game. And when you consider the stage, when you consider, oh, it's all about Delusion right now, Josh Ortex says, it is all about me today. Ball kind of sailing over his head right there. Of course, you say something good and then they make the misplay. That's all right. Delusion with a bit of a pinch, tries to get it through. Not going to find it there. Mags, they're still trying to press up. They're still trying to find an opening in this Purell with the shot. Mudnoodle, a great save. Josh Ortex able to catch what looked like a pass. Mudnoodle's going to take to the skies. He gets it just barely over Arky, so the attack will continue. Unli still looking for a chance to get through, but it doesn't get past Purell for a second time. So we're playing a little bit of that volleyball across the mid-pitch. Mudnoodle unable to connect with that aerial shot. I like the attack, but it doesn't matter because Josh Ortex is going to find the goal yet again. He's got 5.
And he's just pulled that one out from nowhere. Look at this play. Just off the backboard as well. Darth Ruby helps him out a little bit with ball positioning, but he's able to get it in on that tight line. And, I mean, game 2, it just feels over already. And I hate to say this, but unless Max pulls out something massive in game 3, this series might also be over.
Yeah, I mean, you got to... I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make a quick league reference, all right? But if anyone watched the LEC this morning,
Don't remind
it could
me.
be... you know, everything going one way, and then momentum will shift on a dime. So I am not writing Mags off yet, but it might be time to start mentally resetting and preparing for that game 3, preparing for that 2 or die. As Unli's defense, like, this is the thing. Yes, their offenses look good, but their defense holding as well. Delusion, another great save off of Arky's attack. And if they can keep this going, like, how do you break through? I haven't seen it yet. Obviously, Mags are going to try and take to the sky, but Delusion has that air game as well. He's going to escort it right back onto Mags' side of the pitch. Setting up in the corner. Will they try and center the ball? Purell has a chance to knock it out. A good little pass to Arky, who does a semi-okay clear, but here comes Josh Ortex. He's taking to the skies. It's a pass to Delusion, who's just a little bit off. Doesn't matter. Attacks on Mudnoodle. What a shot, and that is a 7-1 score.
7-1, the Brazil has been made. As, once again, this has just been absolutely dominant here from Unli. Once again, they get into the corridor. Mags are trying to clear it out, but unfortunately their defense in the area is just not good enough. And it's just another easy opportunity there for the boys from South Australia. And unlike the AFL teams, they are absolutely dominant right now.
Was Mudnoodle's like Skype profile picture Christopher Walken?
Could
It
be.
looked like it was Christopher Walken. That was a little bit weird.
Wait, did you just say Skype?
No, Steam. Steam, not
Right.
Skype, Steam.
Are you
Steam.
50 years old, Max?
Yes. I'm old.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm an old man. I'm an old man who doesn't understand these fancy computers, but I do understand Rocket League, at least to some extent, and I understand Purell just took an amazing shot from the middle of the pitch, and he'll take it, 7-2. It's something.
Yep. Score on end with Brazil. Good opportunity there from Savage Lewis. He took it out nicely. Joshua just wasn't in the right spot there for the defense, over on the far side, but unfortunately it's just a consolation. There's no way they're going to get 5 within the next 70 seconds. But there is no amount of caster curves that will allow them to come back from this game, and that's the unfortunate truth.
I mean, if it was a 1v1, I'd argue that. But
Yeah,
it's not a 1v1.
different
In threes, it is a lot harder to score goals, which really emphasizes how impressive that 7 number next to Unli High actually is, because they have been on point throughout the entirety of this game. That said, right now, good pass to Delusion. They actually might want 8, but it's at Mags trying to break through. Delusion able to get that pass to Josh Ortex, but it's intercepted by Darth Druby, who will corner the ball. This is an opportunity for a good setup right now. Still playing the corner, still looking for that window. Nope, it's a good defense, a good clear from Unli. Caught at the moment by Mags, so interesting situation. Delusion still trying to defend that net as we are continuing with this one.
Yeah, they are continuing with this one here. 30 seconds remaining on the score here. And it's just, this game's all but over, unfortunately. It's just, I keep saying it, but Unli has been too dominant in this second game. I mean, they've had everything work out for them and then some more. They've had all the attacking pressure. Their corridor play has been near sublime. And as the clock ticks down, 7-2 should be your final score here in game 2. Mags, they need to beat G2 here to come back.
Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be, the G2 miracle, I suppose. the reverse sweep, one of the rarest things that you will ever see, you know, in any sort of esports, but it's one of the most hypest things as well. Like when it happens, everything just explodes in creativity and excitement. And I think Mags, they could do it. Like we saw that like last couple goals in, yes, arguably garbage time, but they're still competing. They're still trying to find that net. And I feel as if, you know, they carry that over, take that mindset, nothing to lose, right? Let's go for it. And you never know, they might sneak one by.
You never know. That's the good thing about Rocket League. Momentum can change on a dime, and any team can come back from pretty much nowhere, effectively. And that's where Mount Albert are currently right now. They are in a very, very dangerous ditch. And if they can't get out of it relatively quickly, they're going to be buried in there and only just going to be dancing on their graves.
But let's talk about Josh Ortex and his performance in that second game. You were talking before, I was like, you know, this kid might have potential to become a pro one day.
And he proved me
that game was a statement game. 5 out of 7 goals, and a lot of them were on his own. Like, he was the one making the plays. He was setting himself up and knocking it through as we go into our third game. Now, need I remind you of the stakes? If Only High wins this one, they win the championship. It is do or die for Mags. It is match tournament point for Unli, and in under 5 minutes, it could all be over. So let's let these players hear it.
They need to hear it here, especially for Mags, because, as he said, if they can't win, they are done. So this is, they have to have a statement game as well now, all 3 of them, because it just feels like if 1 or even 2 of them have a statement game, but one's just not feeling it, Only is still going to have the advantage here. Its Delusion does get a nice little setup. We'll just strip one of them off. He's forcing the pressure on, and this is what you want to see. Continual pressure, and that will eventually break the defense.
Yeah, the defense was broken, and this could be an opening for Mags right now. They're going to try and get past Delusion. That's a way to do it. Demo him down. But off of the power play, no one could intercept and likely take possession of the ball. So missed opportunity for Mags. New opportunity for Unli. Delusion from mid-pitch. It goes a little bit to the right, but the counterattack is there. Unfortunately, it didn't look like Josh Ortex got the shot that he wanted. So Mags now with the chance. Mud Noodle. Good disrupt. The follow-up shot just goes to a little bit to the right, and no one is there to knock it in. Near miss right there, unfortunately, for Mags, which means Unli, once again, they're going to take a shot.
They immediately have the pressure, and Mud Noodle comes in and gets the opener of game 3. Mags had nearly every opportunity there, but it hits the post. No one in the corridor once again, and Unli the immediate counter. Mud Noodle just comes straight through the center, lines it in, and they take the lead here in game 3.
And that is, you know, a huge lead, because Mags, once again, they're behind. They've lost the first goal in every single match so far. A near face-off goal would have tied us up. Unfortunately, just off the mark, but that's okay. Mags still trying to attack. Mud Noodle can't get that defense, and there was a near clip in by Arky. That was such a tough angle. Wasn't able to find it, so now Unli's turn on that attack. Mud Noodle trying to catch it in the corner. Purell able to kind of keep it off of him. Goes more towards center. Good pass right there. Delusion takes to the sky, so it's an easy intercept pass to Mud Noodle. And talk about control. It's one thing to intercept it, but when you intercept into a pass, that is a sign of a good player. Josh Ortex nearly seeking it through. Arky able to catch it, though, in the box, so defense holds strong for now. They cannot afford to give up the second goal. Taken to the skies. I believe that was Delusion. He wasn't able to get that connection that he wanted. Now he's back in defense, so it wasn't Delusion before. That's okay. He's going for the cross shot. Nearly set up by Mud Noodle. Josh Ortex is the one man on defense. Not getting by him, however, but the attack will continue. Pharrell with a bit of a shot. Was caught by, I believe... yeah, that was Delusion who caught it, so Josh Ortex on the wall catching it. And right now, much more controlled pace right now. Neither side wanting to commit.
Yeah, no one really wants to commit here, but Mags are finally putting on the pressure here. We're seeing the ball within the defensive half for Unli a fair bit so far in game 3, but they have to be very careful, or if all 3 are pushed up, there's no one even on the halfway line, they're going to get countered again, and that could just be the final nail in the coffin. But at the very least, Mags, they have some control in this game, but Unli, especially Delusion, doing a lot of work in defense.
I think what Mags might be thinking is like, okay, if we want to score a goal, we're going to need to commit and commit hard. But we can't afford to do that and just blow a big lead. So I'm actually expecting this high defensive play from Mags until we get to the final 30 seconds, and they're going to go for that clutch last-second goal. That could be their strategy in this one.
But if they do that, they are very limiting their opportunities. I mean, 30 seconds, what if Unli just parks the bus? They can't get through, and the game's over. They need to be going, attacking now. They need to be putting the pressure on ASAP here, and it's coming through now. They've got the ball into the pocket. They might be able to keep the pressure on there, but Daft Ruby is trying to finally push it out here. Pressure coming through for Mags finally, but look at that. Josh Ortex, but the immediate response knocks it back in, and with 9 seconds left, Unli They are regaining control.
Yeah, 90 seconds to go, and it could be over. Mud Noodle with such a clean shot. He found the spot in the net that he needed, and 2 goals up, 90 seconds remaining. Unli, they are so close to that championship.
90 seconds away, only 2 to defend. Unli, they have proven themselves to be the form team in this competition throughout, and they are showing it right now. Good in game 1, unbelievably dominant in game 2, and now they're slowly turning the needle on Mags. They're making sure that they are given no quarter. And while there were some little mistakes, they are showing it quite efficiently. Nice save there from Josh, who just harried up his side.
Another opportunity. Dark Druby cannot get it past Delusion, and that will be a good clear. Mud Noodle taking to the skies, gets it over the top of Purell. He has the shot, and that is 3-0 with a minute to go. Unli, the game is in their hands.
It's in their hands. They're tying the bow. I think this is over, Max. Max, they're a good team. I will keep saying it. They are a good team. But unfortunately, Unli are just one better. They are better in effectively everything at this point. And while they do have certain few opportunities, it's just not enough. And when they got them, it just wasn't. They couldn't connect as Arky. Could this be a comeback? I don't think so.
That was one of those quick face-off goals, and this is what I mean with Rocket League. You have to be aware of these Arky, arguably garbage time, but when it's championship match point, you know they're not going to roll over and play dead. Unli, I think, kind of let their foot up off the gas a bit, power pun, and just didn't really pay off. So I'm curious, in the final minute, 2 goals is doable. Arky, again, trying to commit against Delusion, comes off worse for worse. The ball is slowly rolling towards the net. Caught right there by, I believe, Darth Druby. He's not going to be able to get through. Arky following through. Purell now is going to try and win that faceoff. It gets into the corner. Could be a chance, but no. It's sort of sideswiped away. The shot from Arky is not on point because Josh Ortex is playing like the MVP. That could be the save. That really puts the nail in the coffin. That's the shot as well. He's following through. 4-1 is your score.
4-1. The 3-goal lead retained, and that is game without a doubt. Josh Ortex, from game 2 on, he has been the crucial factor for Unli. He has taken over from Delusion, and that is saying something, Max. He has been so dominant in this entire series, especially from that second game onwards, and he has proven himself that he has to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he has looked phenomenal. You're saying game 2. I'm going to say game 1. He hit our opening goal, and he might hit our last goal of this tournament. Nice demo from Delusion as Max is trying to get something going, but with 15 seconds left, 3 goals are not going to happen. They come from South Australia in Unli High School. This is them at MEO on the stage, and they get it done. From tournament favorites to champions, give it up to Unli High.
And as the ball hits the ground, there it is. GG, well played to everyone on the server. But yeah, they won it last year, and they've come back, and they proved it again. This is just a great team, a dominant team at that as well. And as they lift up the trophy, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it. We will now be passing over to Evelyn on the stage to talk with our winners.
All right, guys, defending their championship title, Unli High School. All right, we know that we had a semi-professional on there, but it looked like we had somebody else taking for the MVP, guys. What happened during that match? Talk me through it.
I don't actually know, to be honest. Yeah.
Did you feel like there was a lot of pressure because you guys had already won the title from last year, and now coming into this year, did you feel like you had to try even harder?
Oh, there was a little bit of pressure, but I reckon since we got good chemistry, we all just shook it off and played the game like normal.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you guys have been playing along with Meta as well. Do you have people here who are here to support you, like family, friends?
Yeah, we got some teachers over there, and Delusion's parents.
Awesome. So how do you feel like having teachers coming here to support you with a video game at that?
It's pretty good.
Did you ever think that would actually happen? Like, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm going to come in to play a video game and my teachers are here to support me?
To be honest, no. It's a good experience. They're also into the gaming, and it's good to know they're supporting us and everything.
Yeah, definitely, because I know, like, for me, myself, growing up, like, I was lucky enough to have parents who actually enjoyed playing video games now, so having this type of competition here, I'm sure you guys must feel that it's definitely huge, and to actually be supported by your schools and parents at that, like, having that balance as well, do you feel like it's been hard for you guys?
Not really. I tend to manage it well. Yeah, mostly weekends play, and then during the week just focus on school.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So guys, give it up again to our champions, Unley High School. So guys, as you know, Meta does hold these these nationals every year. So if you guys want to register for any types of games, we've got League of Legends, Rocket League, and of course recently NBA 2K19. We do have registrations over to the stage on the right of here, your guys left. All right, and for everybody that's at home, we actually have a website so you guys can register your schools, and you can talk to anybody here or online about how to get through that process. Okay, we're gonna go head back to the casters so they can do a post-game analysis, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to us.
Yeah.
Woo!
Welcome back.
What a series and what a performance right there coming out of Unley. It was what I was expecting, so I'm going to do my I was right dance. Woo! But definitely, you know, Josh Ortex, not the player who I would have picked to step up today, but he definitely showed MVP caliber performance.
Oh, easily. I mean, normally we talk about delusion. We're talking about delusion a lot in the pregame, but Josh, I'm shocked as well. I mean, he really came up. I mean, we saw saw flashes of brilliance from him during the regular season. We know that he's a good quality player, but today, when the pressure is on, he just exploded into basically his next form. And as I said, if he can keep that up, he is definitely an RLCS caliber player in the next few years.
Definitely that is the case. So for all of you watching at home and, you know, any talent scouts out there, keep your eyes on that kid. He definitely showed up. But that said, we're 2 out of 3 sports done here at Meta. There is one more to come. Yep. League of Legends, that will be at 1 o'clock. I will still be here with you. Unfortunately, Chris, this will be goodbye for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to get a flight home tonight, back up to Sydney, so...
Well, and good. Well, thank you for coming down, and thank you all for watching. But please, don't go too far. Go out, enjoy the festivities. A lot of cool booths here and about. But come back for 1 o'clock because we're going on to League of Legends. So we'll see everyone then.
See ya.
Narcissism is a system to intimidate, perpetuate